What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode. If you're new here, this is where we ride fast, we ride smart, but we ride bold. The video I got for y'all today is Tour de Murrieta. Tour de Murrieta. Did I say that right? I think I did. Leave a comment. I don't know. Even if you leave a comment, I can't hear it. It's my first time ever being out here in this race. It's a 2-day race. You get points for both days, and after the second race, you get an overall placement. My expectations, goals, just finish the race. I always want to win. So my expectation, at least for the crit, the crit is the first day. The second day is the road race. So any crit race, I'm trying to win. My team were stacked. I think we had about 6-7 guys. And we came in here with a little plan or whatnot. But again, sometimes plans get thrown out the window. So let's hop right into this video. So starting off, the worst start that I ever had. Oh man, all these people cannot clip in. I'm already clipped in. I'm ready to go, but I can't I'm trying to bob and weave between people and the field is already taken off. That's just what the first start of the race is. I'm literally upset right now. And normally I'm at the front, at the line, at the beginning of before the race start. But the way they placed us, I was in the back. So now 35 minutes, I got to play catch up, and I got to do it without using so much energy. Because if you can see it right now, it is strung out. And I'm just like, okay, I'm new to this course. I'm just trying to see and observe how people, take the corners. Like I took that's a bad turn. That's a bad turn. So, I had the nerves. I had to get the nerves on out, see how people ride and how they take these turns on these first couple of laps. So, yeah, man, just trying to just ride, man. And it's the mood, the weather is just moody. The second day, it was pouring raining on our race. But yeah, so normally these are the last two turns going into the finish line. This is the last one. My understanding of doing research is those two turns is where people crash out a lot. So I was always observing what's going on in those turns coming. And this hill going up is a 1%. I'm trying not to spike over 700 watts, but I'm in the back and I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to, just keep my momentum going and just go with the flow without trying to use so much watts. But again, my coach right there to the left, he yelling at me, talking about go to the front. Oh man, like get to the front. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, Pat, I'm trying, but I gotta try not to do it like very hard. But I understood what he was saying though. It was cool. But I had to get there and pick my lines and pick people off little by little. So that was the first lap. So that's literally, it looks like a upside down, backwards L-shaped course. So that was the first lap. So in this race, it was really kind of hard for me to choose what side do I want to take the turns on. Do I want to be on the inside or do I want to be on the outside? Only for the fact that every time we got here, it bunched up. And yeah, it might seem like taking the inside line is good, is great, but people were on their brakes so much that you're literally have to hit your brakes, and then you got to do 700, 800 watts coming out. And I didn't want that for myself. I mean, if I continue to do that, I'm burnt out. Like I'm using so many matches already. So I kind of felt like the middle or the outside line was good for me, for my race. Because I was able to see the wheel in front of me, how they're taking their line, and then choose what side I wanted to be on. So like even going here, I'm on the outside, but I could keep my momentum and just keep flowing and cruise right into there. I should have pedaled through that. I didn't pedal through that turn. I should have pedaled through that. My heart rate right now, 178. It's okay. I'm trying not to let it go up to, up in the 180s as much as possible. So I've been working on a lot of breathing, control breathing. So on this turn, I always went inside. I felt like that was the better line because everybody went outside, and this is where I'm able to stay on the outside going into turn 5. And for some reason, like the outside line out here, people just left it wide open. But the speeds is, I'm not saying it's high, but I'm just trying to cruise to the front, let my legs get loose. Not trying to do too much real quick. But I think like the scariest part though in this race is coming to the finish line on the outside. It's only because they have these gates, and for some reason the whole peloton always moves to the left. So like a person like here, 543, coming in on the on the outside, you people squeezing, literally squeezing. I'm like, yo, we got the whole road. Scoot over. Like right here to the right, my man 547 is like, you hit them gates at 20 something miles an hour, it's a wrap. But people kept squeezing in between there, taking their chances. Man, again, I did not pedal through that turn. And I guess it's because of that little dip. Like going into turn 1, that dip is nasty. In this race, I think I dropped my chain like twice. I'm very upset. Like I just kept dropping my chain, and I'm like, come on. So one thing I wanted to say in this race from the Bros Ride Bike, they did a good job by adding another jack in the race that looks like the original jack. I was surely thrown off, so kudos to y'all. But you can tell the difference with the helmet, and maybe the pedal stroke that they have. But for some reason, his name is Jack. So no matter what, I'm saying Jack. But it was just crazy because I was C1, I was past him, and then for some reason, I'm like, how the heck you get right in front of me again? I was just confused for a second. Like, what? Am I seeing doubles here? Like, Jack, have you been hiding out on your twin brother? But they rode very good. Yeah, man, look at this. I'm trying to make sure I close the gap on this without using too much energy. At this point right here, I'm telling my teammate Matt to scoot up because he's falling back. I never want to see my teammate fall back. If I'm coming up and my teammate is coming back, unless he is tired, I do not want to see my teammate go back. So I will call my teammate's name just to say up, give a good 5-second effort just to hop on that wheel and not drift back, because they might not even know that they're drifting back. I mean, they do, because people passing them, but they're so comfortable. So I just make sure I tell my teammate, man, if I'm about to get ready to pass them and they moving back, yo, up, 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 up. The stage 2 guys was also stacked in this race. I think they had about a good 5 to 6 people. Like right here, man, I'm hurting. 700 watts, come on, man. My cats is moving. I'm still trying to wake my legs up. We 5 laps in. Man, I'm gonna start bringing my trainer to the races. Hop on the trainer for a minute. So again, I'm on the outside line. Taking it smooth, straight through. Squeeze on the inside because I don't want to hit my teammate or fall back. So after a while in this race, I kind of already knew what I was going to do. But I knew I needed to be in the front to be able to do what I needed to do to win. Stop right here. So Jack number 2 is in front of me. Jack number 1 with the white helmet is 2 riders in front of him. I did not even, I'm always seeing double. So I will pass one and there goes the other one. Looking just the same, but the only difference is the helmet. It's crazy. Look at him, man. So again, our coach was like, we need to move up to the front. I told my teammate to the left, we'll do it on the descent. I wanted him to stick to my wheel. I think we need to do a better job at communicating in a sense of a signal of hop on, because he's not on my wheel and I'm about to get ready to turn here. This was a good move by Jack, but I had to re-counter back and dive and cut in between. I never want a rider to cut in front of me and do a good job at it and then I don't deliver back. It's like, hold up, that was a good job, but I need my placement back. So, but yeah, there he goes. If you look in the rear cam, he's now on my rear, on my wheel. But he would have not used so much energy if I would have gave him a signal and told him to hop on, versus following somebody else. You gotta trust our teammates' will. How many watts do I come out of here? Ooh, 650. I didn't hit 700. See, everybody's starting to move and go. And again, there go my teammate again. He almost started moving back. I just told him up. But if you see the guy taking a flyer, man, I had to call right side a lot, because just so people can be aware of what's going on. Because if he hit the gate, his wheel gonna hit everybody else behind him, and we're coming top speed. That side was always dangerous on every lap. So in this race also, there's a lot of people very shaky. Let alone a lot of people hitting the brakes. There was just a lot of shaky wheels. Like this Jack, he hits his brakes going into the corner. I told him, I said, don't hit your brakes. Just, you gotta ride that through. Let your momentum and your weight carry yourself through. So this is another thing where I'm like, I'm going to be in the middle just to carry myself all the way through. And again, I don't pedal. I need to pedal through my turns, man. I mean, my crank upgraded from a 52, and the crank arm was a 170. I upgraded to a 53 with the crank arm of 172. With the 170, man, I used to lean a lot. Now I think I'm kind of nervous of leaning and potentially scraping my pedals. It slows down right here, man. I should have just went around like this. This is why I like watching, the race over again, just to see my mistakes. Always got to keep my momentum going. Like, just if the peloton slow down, go around. Again, didn't pedal through. It's just that dip always be catching people. So I think my man right in front of me on this turn right here, I think he kind of scared me, or it might be on the next lap, but he's a very shaky rider. Like, I just observed it, and I'm just like, need to move away from him. But luckily, in this race, we did not have not one crash. Not one. No crashes. So I'm very proud of that. Very proud. Everybody came to the race and left. Not in the hospital. Man, that sewer thing over there in the gutter. Woo. Take somebody's wheel out. Oh, look at that. Do I go up to 600? No, I do not reach 600. I see my man moving up, so I wanted to go up with him. Give me a free ride. Thank you. Taxi. But I'm so far out to the right. To my left, I didn't know it was my teammate. I told my teammate to move. I told him to move so I don't hit the gate. Like, I didn't care who you were. Then he looks over and then he noticed it was me. That was in that race at that moment. It was very funny because I did not care who you were. You was gonna move. So the plan for this race for the team, to the left, 539 is Rick. Ray is behind me. The whole thing is, and then we have other teammates. The rest of the teammates were going to be in front of us with 2 laps to go, going into 1 lap to go. And pretty much, Ray is strong. I'm strong. Rick is really strong. Man, that rider over there, I think something happened. But going into these last 2 turns, Rick was going to pull. And After that, he was going to go into the last two turns. Coming out of the last two turns, I was going to sprint up the hill and pretty much hold 35 miles an hour going up to 1%, just to make it hard for the other riders. Because Ray is strong, they would have to go around Ray to potentially try to get around me. But me holding 35 means you have to do 38 miles an hour, maybe more, just to get around two other people. So that's what the game plan was. But unfortunately, man, my chain came off. And I'm sitting top 10. And I end up moving back to like 35th place. So we'll get into that when that time comes. So right now I'm chilling. I'm good. My heart rate is not spiking past 180. I just hit 182. Whatever. Still, it's not above 185. So I'm chilling. I'm still getting accustomed to my 53 crank. Learning to turn those over without using so much watts. In due time, it's going to work. So, my man right here, 532, he did a good move. Like, I felt he was going to come out to my outside, but I didn't see him. I would have closed the door on him, though. But he did a good move there. So I think this is when I move up. No, it's not. It's on the next lap, I think. Right now there's one guy out in the front, but I think eventually he gets pulled back. Like there wasn't no breakaway in this race. So he's a good 3 seconds ahead of us, but he's gonna get brought back. So like this right here, my teammate Rick, he was falling back. I opened up the gap a little bit just to let him slide in, just to get inside the draft. I never want my teammate moving back unless they're dead or they're tired. They need to totally recover. Let's see if I pedal through this. Nope. Hit the dip and then pedal out. That dip is a killer. Oh, Tony almost went out right there. If you want to hit that wheel, good job. That's 513. That man be spinning a lot. Look at them legs move. But he be up there though. He be up there. So even like this, because I know Tony, I'm not going to fight with Tony. There's no need to try to get in a position. So I told him I'm on his inside, but I let him go. I told him to go ahead and go, and I'm going to come back. So because I see my teammates up in the front, they already got the line. I'm just waiting for this side right here to open up just a little bit, because it's always open. And I just go ahead and take the line and move up, get right behind my teammate. So now we got 3 laps to go. And I think this is the moment where my chain drops. I hit a little nugget where the yellow line is. Oh, it's a blue nugget. I look down and my chain is off. Look at how many riders go by me, man. I'm still trying to get my chain on. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I finally get it on. Now I gotta bust 800 watts just to get the momentum going. I'm like, oh my gosh, this can't be happening. Not right now. So, because now everybody from behind is just swarming and moving up. And I'm just like, man. Now I'm like 30 riders behind, man. I was just sitting top 10. So we got 2 laps to go. My guy right there in the red jersey. Man, like, I had to watch him a lot. I had to watch him a lot. I think somebody was about to hit me, and I'm going out wide. Good turn. So now I got a bunch of riders in front of me. What is my thought process? What is going on in my head? First thing I need to do is move up. But now the question is, how do I move up without using so much energy? Trying to save energy because we're now about to come into 1 lap to go. And if I burn a match trying to get to the front, I won't have my sprint. I look down again, my chain came off again, right there. This is going into 1 lap to go, man, and I'm glad. And I almost got hit with this guy's tire. Still trying to get this chain on. So I get it on, and I'm like, come on, like, this can't be happening right now. Like, it just can't. So my man moving up, I get a free ride, and there's a couple of things that's going through my mind. Is I need to be safe. If something happens up here in the front, I need to be able to get around that easily. So in this race, my coach was saying it seemed like I was being very cautious. I was. New course, new riders, like, look at dude in the red, man. Like, you can't be sprinting with your head down inside of a peloton, shaking your bike side to side, and wheels can be hitting other wheels. You can't do that. Like, you're sprinting out of the saddle but still in the same spot. I think Jack tried to come up on my right side. I closed the door. The other little Jack, I had to pass him. Yeah, see. So now, this is the last turn coming down. Yes, it might seem like there's a lot of riders in front of me. Like I said, I have to punch it from the bottom of the hill. So, but again, this is that turn that everybody be crashing on. Oh no, this is we still got 1 more lap. I thought this was the last lap. I got pushed out. Ooh. That's the dangerous thing about taking the outside line. You get pushed out, you're going to run right into a curve. At this point right now, I'm trying to talk to my boy Rick. But at the same time, my boy Ray, he takes off. I should have tried to hop on the wheel, but I didn't see it quick enough. So now everybody's up here. Now we're going into the last lap. Final lap. Man, I wish I was up in the front right now. Just watching this gives me a headache. Like, this is me being conscious. The Peloton is moving slow. Normally I just swoop up and go to the front, but this is just me being conscious, man. And I gotta break that habit. I gotta be a little bit more aggressive, just a little bit more aggressive. So this is the last turn, and I think I come up on my boy Rick. Rick's trying to tell me to go left, but everybody else is going left, and the middle is just wide open. So I just like, it just looked like it's about to be a crash. Everybody's all bunched up. So I'm just like, yo, be prepared just in case. So now it's time to go. Come out of this turn, and literally I just send it. Like, "32, 33, 34, 35 miles an hour." And I'm mad at myself. I'm literally mad. So I come in 14th place, and I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated because that's the sprint I needed. And if I would have been in top 10, I would have won that. Well, leave a comment below. Give me your thoughts, your comments, your advice, any critiques. Doesn't matter. Just put it at the bottom. Other than that, I will put up the next video, which is day 2, the road race. Make sure you subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. And if you won't, follow me on Strava. And make sure you ride fast, you ride smart, but you ride bold. Get you in the next episode. Shoot.